44 arrests, including an assault charge against a senior citizen, and a felony warrant for his arrest.
What the fuck?
But yet he was allowed to run free.
What?
So free, in fact, that he showed up on a subway, went into an angry rant against the patrons there.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
And he was subdued by a Marine. Well, that Marine is now being brought up on manslaughter charges. Why?
Fuck.
Because of the woke mob.
I told you so. Just doesn't quite say it.
I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this
See, now that's some bullshit.
is what's next. Happy Friday, everyone. Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Of course, your daily common sense, facts, and salt. Yes, we're at the weekend. Well, Jordan Neely. Now, for some of you, you may not know who that is. Others, you were like, yeah, it was that homeless dude who got taken down a subway by a Marine. Well, of course, now, you got the left and woke mob running around calling Jordan Neely, you know, the patron saint, George Kirby. Everyone bow your heads. And of course, you have others going, dude, he had all these charges. He should have been arrested. He should have been behind bars, but yet you allowed him to run around. So he got subdued by a Marine, a decorated Marine, a retired Marine. He got choked out. So much, in fact, that, of course, he died. Well, Alvin Bragg, yes, that same Alvin Bragg who went after Donald Trump, was reluctant in pressing charges. But now he's turned face. Why? Because of the woke mob. Let's take a look. This comes out of Breitbart. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg reversed his course after Neely protests will now charge Daniel Penny with manslaughter. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg will charge Daniel Penny, the former Marine who neutralized Jordan Neely amid a radical outburst and second-degree manslaughter after protests erupted in New York City over law enforcement initially declining to charge Penny. Yeah, because of the witnesses that were there who testified and said, yeah, dude, I saw nothing. Breitbart News. Last week, a medical examiner in New York deemed that the death of Jordan Neely was a homicide. He was choked out. The incident occurred on Monday this week at the F train on East Houston Lafayette Street. Neely had been alleged throwing trash and yelling at passengers about his economic misfortunes. Neely had a history of mental issues and often frequented a station as a Michael Jackson impersonator. He also had an active warrant for his arrest for felony assault. But yet, he was allowed to run around. Officers took Penny into custody for questioning after Neely's death, but declined to charge him with any crimes and let him walk free on his own reconnaissance. However, protests erupted in New York City the day after Penny's release from law enforcement, with many calling him to be arrested. Quote, this man needs to be prosecuted, and you will not. In my judgment, you will set the standard for vigilantism that we cannot tolerate, says Reverend Al Sharpton. The same Reverend Al Sharpton. Reverend, wow, what a joke. You know, Tawana Brawley, anyone? Who made up rape charges against another person who happened to be, of course, white. Sharpton, old school, racist, but yet you're going to take his word. Wow. And yeah, we got the racist lady herself, Joy Reid, and we'll hear from her in a little bit. Law enforcement's initial reluctance to charge Penny, coupled with a video of an incident surfacing on social media, led to protests at a subway station where Neely died. Some protesters reportedly climbed onto the subway tracks and chanted, "No justice, no peace. Abolish the police." Wow, that is, wow. How long take you to come out with that one? Other protesters likened Neely's death. Other protesters likened Neely's death to, of course, the saint George Kirby. Yes, of course, the patron saint of fentanyl, which sparked nationwide protests in 2020. Yes, you know, those peaceful protests, you know, burned down half a dozen cities, over $5 billion in damage, cops shot, cops killed, and of course, you had one of the heroes, Kyle Rittenhouse. The days of murdering us and getting away with it are over. If we have to strap up and come out and just start popping, it's going to happen. We're tired of it. One protester claimed here on Friday. Well, let's check out your criminal background, buddy. They didn't learn after George Kirby. They didn't learn. Another protester shouted. Multiple protesters were arrested on Monday night, charges of disorderly conduct and obstructing government administration over sound amplification, according to the New York Post. Now, Neely faces second-degree manslaughter charges and a criminal complaint arising out of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, the Post reported. Penny is set to turn himself in NYPD on 5th Precinct on Manhattan today. Penny's attorneys would claim he never intended to harm Neely in a statement. We'd like to first express on behalf of Daniel Penny our condolences to those close to Mr. Neely, his attorneys said. When Mr. Neely began aggressively threatening Daniel Penny and other passengers, yes, it wasn't Penny alone. There were 2 others who subdued him. Daniel, with the help of others, acted to protect themselves until help arrived. Daniel never intended to harm Mr. Neely and could have foreseen his untimely death. Could have not, excuse me. We hope that out of this awful tragedy will come a new commitment to our elected officials to address the mental health crisis of our streets and subway.
You know, Rev, it's giving Bernie Getz, I have to be honest with you. This whole incident, the fact that this man was not arrested, the fact that we're not getting his name, you know, it's giving Eric Garner. It's giving a lot of things that we really should not have to remember. I want to play for you 2 pieces of sound. This is Governor Kathy Hochul's first reaction and then her updated reaction to this killing.
People who are homeless in our subways, many of them in the throes of mental health episodes, and that's what I believe are some of the factors involved here. And people, there's consequences for behavior.
I'm really pleased that the district attorney is looking into this matter. As I said, there have to be consequences, and so we'll see how this unfolds, but his family deserves justice. It became very clear that, he was not going to cause harm to these other people, and the video of 3 individuals holding him down until the last breath was snuffed out of him, I would say was a very extreme response.
Well, somebody must have told her her first reaction was inadequate. Reverend Sharpton, your reaction to all of this?
Court of public opinion. That's what you got out of this. One, I was absolutely stunned in the beginning that Bragg was not going to file any charges, that the police didn't arrest him. When you got a guy who's had no priors, none. Penny has 0 priors on his record. He's a decorated Marine. But yet, we're going to charge him with second-degree manslaughter. Why? Like I said in the beginning, because of the woke mob. You're allowing the court of public opinion to push this. Now, at the end of the day, he'll get fined. He'll get probation. But he won't serve 1 second in prison. Penny will not serve a day in prison. It's not going to happen. But after this gets pushed to the side, there will be civil lawsuits. Guaranteed there will be civil lawsuits against Penny. The family of Jordan Neely will come out and say, well, we want the monies. But being that Neely was homeless and you were never there for him before, now you're going to be there for him now because of this, the potential of this. And comparing this situation to St. George Kirby, a drug-infested, drug-induced, drug-selling, fentanyl eater with an arrest record as long as my arm, who's a total clown, and who really didn't die of the knee to the neck. And that was per the medical examiner. But anyway, facts aside, because it's all about your feelings. Penny is going to end up suing the city. When this is all said and done and over with, Penny will sue the city of New York for filing charges against him. Now, you could have said, well, you know what? He held on a little too tight. Once he was out, he could have let him go. True. And there were those there. And even Penny, you would think that even Penny would agree to that. But the fact of the matter is that the way he was acting erratically in a vicious, angry rant to everyone sitting there in a subway, he got taken down. And like I said, Neely fucked around and he found out. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.